Hi everyone, and welcome to this review note. In this clip, we are going to be doing some post-installation configuration on ESXi. Right now I'm in my console on vSphere 6.5. I'm going to start by pressing F2, which you see in the lower left-hand corner, which will present me with an authentication screen. And I'll start by logging in. We have the options available on the left to configure our machine. What we're going to concentrate on is getting IP configured on the management network so that we can remotely connect into this machine and make sure that we can create virtual machines and whatever other configuration options we want. I'm going to arrow down to configure management network, press enter. And I'm going to use the first network adapter for management, which is fine. Don't need a VLAN. Come down to IPv4 configuration, press enter. Right now, this is set to select or get an address dynamically from DHCP. I'll arrow down to static, press space. I'll arrow down to the IPv4 address and put in a valid address on my subnet. I'll arrow down and use, in this case, a 24-bit subnet mask. And I will come down, arrow down to default gateway and enter an IP address for the default gateway for that subnet. Press enter. I'm going to configure DNS to an IP address that I know is going to resolve IP for me, and I'll come down using arrows once again. I'm going to name the host the same as what my VM is. And for custom DNS suffixes, I'm going to specify a domain name that we're going to be using for these particular labs. Press enter. That's all I need to do. So I've got my custom DNS suffix set up. DNS IP, IPv4 address. If I press escape, that will leave that particular menu. It'll prompt me if I want to restart the management network for the changes to take effect, which I do. Press Y for that, and that's all we need to do for that. And as you can see in the lower right-hand corner, if I press escape, that will log me out of the console, which from a security perspective, of course, is always a good thing to do. Notice that the hostname and IP addresses have now been set, and we are ready to connect in remotely to make sure that we're going to be able to configure. So let's test that out. I'm going to create a new tab in my browser, and I'm going to navigate to the IP address that I set up over on the management interface. It's prompting me to allow this to take place, the connection that is, because it is a self-signed certificate. So I'll specify yes that I want to visit that particular website. That will bring up the login page for the ESXi host. I can put in root and my password, and that will get us into the configuration page for that particular screen. I'm not going to bother saving the password. I do not want to join the site since this is a lab machine, and we are now ready to go and good to create virtual machines and perform what other configuration functions we like. So wrap for the video. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and we'll see you next time.